It doesn't take away our human rights. I think that's what the world needs to hear and what media needs to hear. It doesn't take our human rights.
Eu gravei essa entrevista para ser parte do vídeo que eu fiz sobre o Brunei, um país pequeno no Sudeste Asiático que tem o islamismo como sua religião oficial e que implementou recentemente como lei federal uma das leis mais polêmicas de todo o mundo, a Lei Sharia. O link para o vídeo sobre o país você encontra aqui em cima na tela e também aqui na descrição. Com o resultado da conversa que me impressionou muito, eu acabei resolvendo tirar os seus takes do vídeo sobre o país e postar ela na íntegra em separado. Então confira a seguir a entrevista completa sobre a Lei Sharia em um país islâmico.
Bom, chegamos quase ao final da viagem aqui. Eu vou aproveitar esse momento pós-almoço que a gente está num país que é um dos países, como eu disse para vocês no começo do vídeo, que é um dos países mais controversos do mundo, porque tem muitas partes boas, mas também tem algumas partes que a mídia mostra de uma forma muito forte, né? Que principalmente a introdução da lei de Sharia aqui no Brunei. E aí eu tô aqui com uma pessoa local, com a Bi, que ela é daqui, e eu vou fazer algumas perguntas para ela para ver qual que é o sentimento dela em relação a isso, qual que é a visão interna, não a visão estigmatizada da mídia sobre esse assunto. So B, thank you for accepting to talk about this topic, and I would love to hear your comments and thoughts about it, okay?
Yeah.
Are you comfortable to talk about it?
Yes.
That's fine. So let's go. Let's do it. So can you explain us a little bit of what's the Sharia law, please? Like in general lines.
Right. Sharia law is basically a law that was recently implemented few years back, and it's just applicable for the Muslims in Brunei. So Brunei is an Islamic country, so Sharia law was implemented, as I said, like few years back.
2014.
Yes.
2014.
Yep.
And as I know, the Sharia law is an Islamic law. Like there's some guidance from the Holy Quran, right?
Correct, yes.
And so the Sultan, as an Islamic governor, he wanted to implement it as a to fulfill the Islamic state. Let's say
Correct.
about it.
Yes.
That's the way also you see that here.
Yes, correct.
And what are the main guidelines from the Sharia law that makes this law worldwide a little bit controversial? What do you think is like this? And I want to hear your opinion as well as how are these guidelines practiced here in Brunei?
Right. So generally speaking, one of the Sharia law is to, if you've realized, here when you go around, you will see women with hijab. Yep. So that's a part of the Sharia law.
Okay.
Yep. And what else?
The Sharia law expects the people not to drink, not to smoke, something like that,
Yes.
or that's nothing to do with the Sharia law?
That's nothing. It's a part of Sharia law, but that's just general what Muslims cannot do. Yeah, because it's in the Quran. Yeah.
So the Sharia law expects all the girls or the women here in the country to make use of the hijab.
Correct.
In spite of it, I have seen while I'm walking and like going in the country, a lot of women that don't make the use of it. And this is normally the people that are not Muslims, because you said first that these people, this law actually, it's just applicable for the people that are Muslim.
Yes.
But there are also Muslim people that
That doesn't.
So
I think that is just personal beliefs as well. So it's not just so we're talking about the Sharia law, but it's applied to like not just Muslims but like Christians as well. Like it's a matter of you following it or not. Yeah, but we will not be how do you say that, like punished immediately under the Sharia law just because we don't wear hijab.
interesting.
So Sharia law has a very complex complex consequences before they even sentence you under Sharia law.
Okay.
Yeah. So if I'm not mistaken, you'll have to have like 4 witnesses if you were to be sentenced under the Sharia law. So you meaning like 4 witnesses that has clean records. Like they have to be very, very religious for you to be sentenced and to be like, okay, these are the 4 witnesses, for example, if you get what I mean.
Yes, I think so. Let me try to translate it into other words. You mean like you have normally in the religions you have some guidelines from the holy books.
Correct.
In the Quran you have the Sharia law as a guideline.
Yes.
But here in Brunei, the Sultan, as an Islamic governor, he decided to implement the Sharia law, the guidelines from the Quran,
Correct.
into laws, actually national laws that you have to follow in the country. But even though it's a law, the people are actually on the practice and the practical
Yes.
way, they are free to choose if they're gonna follow that or not,
Yeah.
knowing that if they don't follow it, to be punished by the not follow of the Sharia law, you have to actually have 4 witnesses against you,
Yes.
and they have to be pure, like
Yes,
have to
they
be
have
religious.
to be very like religious and like.
So if
yeah.
if you don't have these 4 witnesses against you and no one then it's okay.
Sin problemas.
Same problemas. Very good, very good. So that's why I heard, like, I read this morning or the day before as well, that since the Sharia law was implemented in 2014, that means 9 years ago, there was no one that was punished under the Sharia law.
No.
So even if you
I think until this very day, there's
no one,
no
right?
one.
Because just people don't like this is my understanding. I want you to correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But the people are just like, they respect the Sharia law, but they put their personal desires,
yes,
preferences
yes.
above it. So they just do it. And when someone from the country as well that doesn't follow it, they just okay with that. They just respect the people, and that's
Yes.
fine.
You have to really, really trigger someone for them to report you like that woman is not wearing hijab. For example, you have to really make them very, very angry for them to formally report you.
So, like, for example, you were Muslim,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
you don't wear hijab.
Yeah.
And you're fine with that because you know that no one is gonna like witness against you, like this woman is not wearing a hijab. Like,
Honestly, it's not a direct answer. I don't wear a hijab because I don't want to. Some people may comment on that,
okay.
but it's my personal belief and preference.
And no people is gonna like act against you because of that.
No.
They can only judge you. You know.
They can only judge by verbally.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So the Sharia law for you, people inside the country, in my point of view, like after 4 days here, I want you to correct
Yeah.
also if I'm wrong. Is that like you're okay with that?
Yeah.
You're fine with that?
Yes.
Like since it was implemented, that was not a big deal for you as it was outside of Brunei.
No. Yeah.
So this is interesting. This is very interesting.
Yes.
And also like some media brought the information of the implementation of the Sharia law
Yeah.
as a bad thing about the Sultan.
Honestly, no. Everyone loves the Sultan here. You can
That's the
go
thing.
around and ask random people. I think not just locals. You can ask the tourists. You can ask anyone.
Yeah,
Like,
after 4 days here,
Yeah.
actually, this is my 5th day. I like the Sultan as well.
yeah. And you haven't even met him
yeah,
yet.
yeah. So actually, like the Sultan is like, it's difficult to find in the world a governor that's loved by most of the people. And this case here, it's a very interesting case because he is actually, in the theory, a dictator. But the word dictator has turned into very pejorative ways worldwide because of the dictators that we have seen in the world.
Correct.
And this one is a dictator, but it's not even seen as a dictator because
not, yeah.
it's not seen, right? Because like you don't have a democracy, you
No.
can't choose your laws. You
Yes.
can't. He chooses everything, but you're fine with that because you know that this guy is gonna do seeking the benefit for the people, right? And you're fine with that.
Yes.
Okay, last question just to finish that. So about the Sultan again.
Yep.
If you have elections, it means if you have the power to vote, if you want to continue with the Sultan on the power or you want to change the Sultan of the power, what would you vote for? And more than that, what do you think the people would vote for? Do you think that he's gonna still win the elections and keep in the stay in the power?
For sure.
Really?
No doubt.
Like no hesitation.
No hesitation, for sure. Everyone would, if it was an election, Sultan would be voted straight away. 100%. You can ask anyone here, 100%.
So even the guy that implemented the brought to the media as like a very bad Sharia law, you love this guy a lot, and you don't care about the Sharia law. You don't care, like, of course you follow it, you really respect
we follow it.
You respect it, but it's not a big deal for you, even if some guidelines of it is like stone people to death. Like,
and just to clarify, like, it doesn't affect us like badly.
Okay.
Like, how do you say it? Like, it doesn't affect us almost at all. And there's no negative thing about it, to be honest. Like, me, in my point of view as a local. Yeah.
And you are like, I can say that you're a very open-minded person.
Yeah.
Like, for the people, like maybe older people and more traditional people, is even more okay with the Sharia law.
And again, like, it's not a direct answer. So it's literally like individual's belief.
Yeah.
Like, if you're religious and if you're not, so that's up to them. So older people like would definitely, and the religious ones would obviously, I would follow Sharia law. But the younger ones, they have more of an open mind. It's not that we don't follow, but we respect it.
I got it.
Yep.
And the most polemic part now, like, there is some guidelines that are not only applicable to, like, for example, women that not wear a hijab.
Yeah.
There is some a little bit more strong consequences to people that don't follow it. Like, for example, the gay people, the LGBT people in the Brunei. If there is any act or practice against it, would you? The people is gonna actually be stoned to death. That's what Sharia law says, and I want to hear your opinion about it.
Right. So I won't say anything about the people here, if they're straight, they're bi, they're gay, but just to clarify that no one here has been stoned to death ever. Yeah.
And I
before and still ongoing when the Sharia law is.
And I really doubt there's no one here that's like from the LGBT community. That's very difficult to like be everyone straight in a country that has 500,000 people.
Yeah.
So
excuse me.
I believe that even the gay people here, that I think there's some for sure, they are okay with the Sharia law, you think?
Yes.
This is interesting. This is very interesting.
Because like generally, even if the Sharia law is implemented, like it's ongoing now as a law, because I think media takes away that the good thing about it, it doesn't take away our human rights. I think that's what the world needs to hear and what media needs to hear. It doesn't take our human rights.
So seeing that, like, when I enter here in the country, my first sentence in this video was, I'm entering a very controversial country. That for one side, it has like a very strict law that can stone people to death.
Yeah.
And on the other side, people were very benefited by the government for like not paying taxes or having free education, free healthcare.
Yeah.
So actually, this doesn't make much sense, because actually this is there's no controversial, like it's everything good.
Yes. So you have to experience Brunei to know what's Brunei like. You get what I mean?
Yeah, of course. There's one more example in the world that you don't have to follow what the media says, and if you just make the step forward, you get to know the country, you get to visit it, you get to understand how the people live and how the culture is. You can just get your own stigma or your own stereotype yourself, not what the media builds for you, right?
Yeah, correct. So
that's interesting. Thank you so much.
So I'm gonna ask you in return.
Go ahead.
What do you think about Brunei now?
Yeah, I think like really it got me in a positive way, for sure. When I came here, I was only seeing like YouTubers or content creators have come just passing here for 1 or 2 days, and I'm not gonna say all of them, but I think the majority part of them, like the biggest part of them, just having a very negative vision about the country for it's like the Sharia law or these things that maybe in 1 day or 2 days in the country when you step foot here, you just can't realize how bad, or even if it's bad or not for the people. So
you can't judge just by traveling for 1 or 2 days.
Yes, you can't. And even if I'm here for 5 days, that's not a lot. But the country is small enough, and I think with your help as well, I could experience plenty of stuff that I can understand a little bit more how the people think about things here. So I can answer you that Brunei is for sure one of my biggest good surprises since I left Brazil. That's really the truth. Thank you so much, B. Thank you so much. Muito interessante. Essa foi a entrevista com uma local aqui de Brunei que nos contou a realidade dela sobre a lei de Sharia, que na verdade não é tudo aquilo que a gente, pelo menos eu, imaginava antes de vir pra cá. É isso. Bora finalizar essa viagem. Acho que tem mais alguma outra coisa pra gente fazer, mas essa conversa foi um belo resumo do que passou. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Acabei de conhecer também aqui, a gente estava conversando, eu e a Bi, e uma outra mulher, uma turista, na verdade, das Filipinas. Ela estava aqui também, ela é uma mulher gay, e ela ouviu toda a nossa conversa e ela resolveu falar depois. Ela preferiu não aparecer na câmera por motivos pessoais dela, mas ela comentou que ela, como uma pessoa gay, veio pra cá para conhecer melhor a lei de Sharia também, entender como isso funciona, e se impressionou muito positivamente. Ela falou que muitas vezes, ela das Filipinas, ela se sente muito menos segura nas Filipinas do que aqui ela não sente o julgamento das pessoas. E eu perguntei pro final, né, então você sente que aqui, mesmo com a implementação da lei de Sharia, você pode se sentir, né, você se sente você mesma aqui? E ela falou assim, absolutamente, sem hesitar. Então ela realmente é uma prova de que até as pessoas que seriam oprimidas, como a mídia diria, pela lei de Sharia aqui nesse país, elas na verdade não são, e elas se sentem bem. E ela tá até pensando em estender a estadia dela aqui por conta disso. Muito interessante. Vamos trocar de tópico e vamos finalizar esse vídeo que tô bem positivamente impressionado com esse país, cara. Muito legal.